You can eat big time and enjoy yourself during Thanksgiving without gaining body fat and becoming really sluggish. Most people gain anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds of body fat during the last 2 months of the year, and the holidays have a lot to do with it, kicking off with Thanksgiving. You want to have a great time at a large meal, and I've got 5 proven strategies for you that I'm going to give you in this video, again, to prevent body fat and so you don't feel really sluggish following one of the biggest meals of the year, really one of the biggest meals of your life, if you think about it. And click here, we have a special report that goes into greater detail about what to do with holiday meals, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, holiday parties, and what to do on these days to prevent body fat accumulation while still really enjoying yourself. So, first and foremost, don't eat fried foods. Fried foods that are fried in corn oil are very bad for you. They not only have a lot of calories that are full of a kind of crap, so to speak, but they also toxify your fat cells. We are all born with billions of fat cells, perfectly normal, but how we treat these fat cells has a lot to do with our body fat levels over the short and the long term. Well, frying items in corn oil sends your fat cells going haywire. It can increase the number of fat cells that you have, which means you end up with a much larger fat storage warehouse. It also makes the fat cells expand to become a lot bigger. There's a lot of toxins during the frying process. There's a lot of toxins in food in general, so you're increasing the toxic load. All of this gets in the cells, it makes the cells very sluggish, and guess what? When the cells increase in size, so do your body fat levels, and when the more crap you load in the cells, the harder it is to get out. Number 2, preservatives. Preservatives are designed to extend the shelf life of all kinds of goods, a lot of packaged goods. So anything that comes out of a box, in many cases, or a wrapper, so to speak, or even canned food is going to have some type of preservatives in many cases. Take a look at the label. But keep in mind, these preservatives also keep things alive in your fat cells for much longer. They make bad materials much harder to get rid of because, again, they were designed to extend shelf life. Well, they're very sticky. They're meant to be hard to get rid of. They get in your cells. They screw up the fat cell function. And again, the more toxic load your fat cells have, the larger your body fat levels are going to be in terms of total pounds and total percentage, and the more difficult it is to cleanse the cells because those preservatives are very nasty to get rid of. 3, sugar. You know, we all know that sugar's not so good for us, and it's okay to indulge on some cranberry sauce and some pumpkin pie, that's fine, but limit how much you're consuming, right? You use some common sense. The more sugar loads you have, more than likely the higher your insulin levels are going to climb, insulin being the body's most potent fat-storing hormone. It also is responsible for increasing hunger levels, so this becomes a vicious cycle. You have a huge Thanksgiving Day meal, and your insulin levels climb through the roof from all the carbohydrate and sugar that you consume, and 2 or 3 hours later you're raiding the fridge and going for more pumpkin pie, apple pie, and other things around because you're legitimately hungry. So we have a lot of strategies in this special report that you can click through below that will explain how to keep insulin levels in check, so you not only make it more difficult for body fat to accumulate, but also to keep hunger levels in check. 4, you want to weight train or do fat burning intervals on Thanksgiving Day or before any kind of large meal. Ideally, an hour or 2 before, you get really going with your weight training or fat burning intervals, and we talk about that more in the special report as well, to increase metabolism, to optimize the hormonal environment. And one of the important things that happens is you optimize insulin sensitivity with heavy exercise. Ideally, you exercise frequently, but let's leave all of that out. Let's talk just about Thanksgiving Day for right now. You want to exercise on that day, make it a very challenging session with more volume perhaps than what you normally do, keeping the session under an hour because you have a lot of calories that are going to come in. You want to make sure a lot of those go into muscles as opposed to spilling over into fat cells. But again, if we can improve insulin sensitivity with exercise, that means potentially the body will secrete less insulin, again, the body's most potent fat-storing hormone. So that's something you can really do to help yourself. And also I find that clients that exercise on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas or other holidays, they in general feel better. They don't want to medicate themselves with as much sugar. Perhaps appetite for sugar decreases. That's another asset that people forget. And it's good to be active. Also take advantage of other things going on. You know, get some family together, do a backyard football game. right first thing in the morning, if you're not going to weight train or do fat burning intervals at that time, just go take a walk around. Even if it's cool outside, it's a good thing to get in your routine and not oversleep and become very sluggish. And then finally, check your salad dressings. Salad dressings go on salads. Salads in general are a good food choice depending what's in them, but most salad dressings, unfortunately, are loaded with canola oil and soybean oil. Bad. You don't want those ingredients. They're terrible. There are some good salad dressings out there. Things to look for are spices, salt, pepper, cilantro, other things like that. Extra virgin olive oil, hopefully originating with a dark bottle or can, is a great ingredient. Apple cider vinegar happens to be a great ingredient. Other types of vinegar, but again, you don't want soybean oil. You don't want maltodextrin. You don't want too much sugar. To have a gram or two is probably okay, but if there's a lot of sugar in a salad dressing, that tells you that something's wrong. So take a careful look at that, because a lot of times you're at Thanksgiving at somebody's home and they have maybe a dish with the salad dressing. What's in it? Maybe you could ask them, just for some olive oil to put on the salad or something else like that. So these strategies add up. Don't be one of those people that wakes up January 1 with tremendous regret saying, oh my goodness, I went through another holiday season and I've put on all this body fat and I'm really disappointed with myself. You can enjoy yourself. I've been helping clients do this for 20 years. Enjoy yourself during the holiday season. Eat big time at some meals. Even consume some carbohydrates and some sugar within reason, and prevent the body fat accumulation if you use the right strategies in our report. So please email me 7 days a week with your questions, Scott@infinityfitness.com.